Hi guys, it's nice to meet you. Did any one of you went to Expo Milan 2015? I think the answer would be no, because nobody went to Italy. But the interesting thing for us is that the topic of this expo was feeding the planet. And I went there many times, I went to many pavilions, and in most of them I heard that by 2050 there might not be enough food to feed everyone. No, I'm not here to talk about this problem. I'm here to talk about a solution for this problem. And I found this solution in NASA. A solution not only for this problem, but for many of the global problems. But still, I'm not the only thinking this, but the US government doesn't think the same thing since they're still cutting its budget. This is a problem that really concerns me since as you remember, is the last topic that I was talking about in my last speech. But it's not a problem that should concern only me. It should concern each one of you. Because this is a problem that will change your future and the future of your kids. Your kids might have or might not have to fight for the feed, for having enough feed not to starve. And I've been studying now this problem for half a semester now, since as Mrs. Norton knows, as I'm writing a paper on this same subject in her writing classes. And I've been listening to many TED Talks given by scientists. I've been reading to many articles on the Electronic Library of Minnesota, and I've been reading on Google other articles written by trustworthy authors. Well, I'm here because I believe in this problem, and I don't believe that we can change the present now because we are too young, but I believe in you and the future that you can change. I'm standing in front of one of the most amazing audiences that I could ask for. People that left their countries think of their future. And now I'm here to ask not to think of your future, but the future of all mankind. We need to be more concerned in the investments for NASA, because it might be the answer for most of our global problems. I'm here to say that it's sad to admit it, but we're pretty ignorant. I read a book in Italian where the author said that we know more or less the 3% of all the knowledge that the universe offers us. And still, the US government is still cutting the budget for the NASA. And I want to give you a practical example. When I was listening to one of the TED Talks, there was an astronomist who was about to finding an amazing thing, or a new natural event, or maybe, I say maybe, a new evidence for a new life form. But she couldn't find an answer, because the telescope that she was using needed to be used for another program. And if anyone of you needs more data about this, I can give you many more data. This year, NASA will receive $19 billion. $561 million less than last year, and it's way less than in 1969, because in 1969 the US government invested in NASA $4,500 million, which many of you might think, yeah, it's really less than today. You have to consider the inflation. I can give a practical example. If you wanted to buy a magazine in 1969 for $1, now the same exact magazine needs $6.68. However, NASA is not receiving a lot of money, was still capable of astonishing new discoveries. Wait, don't take me wrong. I'm not saying they don't need more money. I'm saying that with a little increase in their investments, they could be amazing. They could do amazing things. Imagine with a big one. And well, I know that nobody of you wants to spend more money in tax. Me neither, don't worry. And I know that dollars unfortunately don't grow on trees. But I was reading the annual spending of the US government, and I found I couldn't notice that they spend more or less 54% of their budget in the army. what I'm talking about, $598 billion. So, call me an idealist, but I think taking away money given to the army and to give it to the research of NASA would have benefits in both ways. We would have more research for our future, and maybe the US Army will think twice before launching missiles. And I'm pretty confident here giving this speech because I'm not the only one thinking the same thing. As I was looking for articles, I found a quote from Stuart Hardwick, a sci-fi writer, which says, "Currently, NASA consumes 0.5% of the federal budget, and that is outrageously short-sighted. We're giving away the future, not only of space, but of all sorts of related technology to other more civic-minded nations." So, let me put it again, in other words, my idea. My idea is to give less money to the army, to give it to the research for our future. But my point for giving this speech is not talking about the army, it's talking about each one of you. Because you're gonna be people of success, people that left their country, think of their future is gonna be people of success. I'm not quite sure about it. And you should be more concerned about this problem, and you should persuade other people to do the same. Because imagine with me, last time I was talking about the same topic, and I said that from 1969 we had an amazing progress until now. We had a calculator, the first calculator was bigger than this room, and now we can put it in our pocket. Now imagine with me, in 50 years we will have our kids saying, "Do you remember the old and obsolete iPhone X which came out in 2017? That's my dream." But let's not stop ourselves only to technologies. If we found many planets were similar to Earth, where people could live, or at least that we could farm, and it would be an answer for our problem of overcrowding and scarcity of food. Well, I'm here to finish my last speech, and I'm happy. Not only because I'm finishing my speech class, but because finishing a semester means making a big step ahead, a small step, ahead in becoming adults. And becoming adults for me means taking all the mistakes and well done of our parents and to improve them for our kids. So I want to ask you guys to stay yourself. Keep in mind your dream that brought you here, but keep in mind that we need to invest more in NASA for our future. Thank you.